Welcome back to another Jay's Call video, and today we're moving on with another Marvel Legends review. Today I'm reviewing Carnage from Venom, Let There Be Carnage from the Marvel Legends line. So without further ado, let's take a look at the package. Taking a look at the package, you got Carnage in the box right there. You got the Venom, Let There Be Carnage logo down there. You got the Legends logo on top. Turning to this side, we got a shot of Carnage right here. Turning to the back, we got a shot, I believe, with their heads. Carnage on the left and Venom on the right. So I'm not quite sure if that's just a photo they have or if that's the movie poster for this film. So you have that. Turning this side, it just says the Legends, I think, again on top. And then turning this side, or I guess the top, we got the Venom, Let There Be Carnage title once again. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty big box, which I really like. So without further ado, let's take a look to see how it's packaged within the plastic tray. Taking a look at him in the tray, you got all the accessories right there. Just like Venom, we just pull this back right here. We got some more tentacle accessories back here, so we'll take a look at that in a few moments. So yeah, let's take a look at those accessories. Okay, so starting with accessories here, we got another long tongue head accessory, kind of like Venom, and this will be the one that will put on, I guess, Carnage at the end of the video and for my display whenever I display him. We have some white for the eyes and some gray around it, and a little bit gray, I believe, near the mouth area. And his mouth is open, so you can see the teeth, and those have just a little bit of yellow on it. They're not super yellow, but they're a little yellow. And then the rest of the head is red for his symbiote color. So I feel like red on black is going to be a lot easier to see, so that's good. Anyway, now let's take a look at those hand accessories. Starting with this accessory, again, it's that red paint for his symbiote look, and there's some gray paint on this side that's also throughout the entire body of Carnage. But we turn this side, there's no gray paint on it, so I'm not quite sure if they just skipped out a bit on the paint on here. I feel like it should have gray on both sides. That would make sense, but let me know in the comments below if that's how it is in the movie. But you have that. And taking a look at the other hand accessory, we got like a giant blade piece here. Now this one does have gray on both sides. Again, it's red for the main body of it, but gray throughout. And this has a little peg right here they can port into the, I guess it would be the right arm if Carnage is looking at us. So you have that. I probably won't use this one at all. I don't know, it doesn't really interest me as much as the other ones, but you do have this one. I do like the other hand accessory with the giant claw we just saw a second ago, but yeah. Now let's take a look at all those tentacle pieces. And here we have one of the tentacle pieces with the different blades on the end. It's all one color. It's all red. And you just got different like blade, I guess, molds on each end. So this one has a sharp blade. This one has like multiple spikes on the end of it. And so, yeah, there are that bendy wires, so that's good. It is kind of difficult to get these ports into the back of him, but also it's very top heavy, so you are able to pose him, because I got him in a pose earlier, which we'll show here in a little bit, but just know it's going to be very top heavy, so it may be hard to get him to stand. But that's a look at that tentacle piece. Taking a look at this one here, it's just one on its own. Again, you do have 3 holes on the back of him, which honestly aren't as noticeable as Venom, which is surprising given there's 3 of them instead of 2, but I don't know, it just didn't bother me as much. And again, it's that just all red color for the tentacle piece, and then you got this blade kind of spike combined on this end here. And then taking a look at the final one, we got another one of these 2 tentacle symbiote pieces here. Again, this one has another one of those like little spikes, blade pieces right here. And this one over here has like a giant blade, almost like a claw piece, kind of like we saw earlier on one of the hands. So this is definitely someone you would not want to mess with. I would definitely not want to be in the same room as Carnage, but that's like all the accessories. Now let's take a look at the Carnage Marvel Legends figure. And here we have a look at Carnage. Take a look at the head sculpt. Again, you got the red paint for the main body of the head, just like the rest of the body. You got some white eyes, you got a little bit of gray around the eyes, and a little bit around the mouth, I believe. And then you got some yellow-ish color for the teeth. It's not too yellow, but it's just a little bit yellow. So, yeah. Again, I'll probably have the other head sculpt on him compared to this one. I don't know, just, it kind of changes up because it's the head sculpt that kind of reminds me of Venom's, the one I have displayed currently. So, that's just kind of like my reasoning for it. Taking a look at the body here. Basically, the whole body's red with this gray paint spread throughout, which I like the detail it's on here. It just got a lot of gray and red throughout it. You got all these like little spikes on the side of the arms that remind me of like the symbiote like tearing off or like forming something. It kind of feels like I'm holding a cactus, but I do like the design of all that. You got some gray paint going down the arm here and just a little bit on the hand, I believe. Same for this arm over here. Let's see if I can get it in a shot. So yeah, you got the red and gray paint throughout it, and then a little bit on the hand down there. So you have that, and then taking a look at the legs here, there's again just that gray paint going throughout it, and you gotta look at his feet, if I can get that in shot. I think it's in shot now. Got some quite long nails there, so yeah. Taking a look at the back at Carnage here, he has some more of that gray paint on the upper portion here above the holes, and a little bit on the back of the arms, just towards the bottom of them. And then he also has a little bit on the back of the knees right there. But besides that, the rest of him is red. So I'm not quite sure there's supposed to be more gray paint on here. They just didn't add it. I feel like it would make sense given the front of him just that red and gray paint all over, but the back's not. So that's something to note. And he does have those 3 holes that you can port the tentacle pieces in. Again, like I said earlier, it's kind of hard to get them in, but it's possible. And so, yeah, it doesn't really bother me as much as Venom's for some reason, but it's kind of odd given there's 3 of them instead of 2. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Again, the paint on the back could be a downside, but yeah, that's a look at Carnage. Let's now take a look at articulation. Okay, he's quite tall. Had to move the tripod on top of the table. Taking a look at articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees like so. He can look down that far. He can look up that far, so pretty good. And he does go side to side, so that's also really good. He does turn at the arm like so, and he can pull the arm out that far and bend the elbow in like that. It goes in a bit more. Actually, maybe that's all it does. He does twist at the hand. There's a little bit of wrist articulation within the hand there, so that's nice. So it should be mirrored for this arm right here, where we can turn it 360 degrees, pull it out that far, and then bend the elbow in like so. Then you can twist at the hand, and again, the wrist articulation. And then he does twist at the waist. He looks down that far, so pretty good. He goes back that far, and he does go side to side, so I like the side to side motion there. I don't know, it just feels really smooth. For the feet and legs, he can kick up that far. He can bend at the knee like so, and bend at the foot, bend that far up, and then go side to side. And it's going to be the same for this leg, kick up that far, bend at the knee, and then bend at the foot, and then that far up and side to side. And then he can do the splits like so. So pretty good range of motion for Carnage. I really like that. Now let's take a look at him posed next to Venom and Shang-Chi, which is my other Marvel Legends character, just to give you a height idea. Then we'll take a look at my final thoughts in the outro. Real quick, I forgot I was going to show you 3 characters by each other. We got Venom in the middle, Carnage on the right, and Shang-Chi on the left. And that just gives you an idea how tall Carnage is and Venom is. I already thought Venom was tall, but Carnage is way taller. And then you just see Shang-Chi right there, which is a 6-inch figure. So very tall characters here for Venom and Carnage. Anyway, now we'll take a look at my final thoughts in the outro. And there you go. That was my review of Carnage from Venom, Let There Be Carnage from the Marvel Legends line. I gotta say, it took me a few moments to get him to stand. That's something to note. And again, like I said earlier, those tentacle pieces do make him top heavy, and they're a little bit difficult to get them in, but as you can see, it is possible. Again, I'm very happy with how he turned out. I like all the accessories. I just really like the design of Carnage. So yeah, that's my review for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought of the video. Keep an eye out for other Marvel Legends and other videos coming to the channel here soon. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and take care.